I counted the exclusions in 5 Australian tool warranties, not the years on the poster, the list further down of every reason the cover does not apply. The entry-level brand at Bunnings publishes 2. The brand that puts a 6-year warranty on the front of the box publishes 13. That is the wrong way around, and it is the first sign that the number on the poster and the cover you actually have are 2 different things. But it is not the part that stopped me. One of these 5 has 10, and the last 2 do not appear on the warranty of the brand sitting next to it, in the same store, published by the same company, same lawyer, same template, 2 extra lines on 1 badge. I will read you that 10th exclusion word for word, and then I will show you why the wording of it matters, because the federal court fined a company $9 million over exactly that distinction. 5 warranties, 44 exclusions counted, 1 court case, and a scoreboard that does not line up with the years on the poster. This is Tool Watch Australia. Australian terms, Australian stock, and nothing else. Let us do the scoreboard first, because I am not going to make you wait for the useful part. Ozito, 2, Milwaukee, 8, Ryobi, 10, DeWalt, 11, AEG, 13. Hold on to that first number, because it is the one that turned out to be wrong, and it is wrong in the direction nobody expects. Now put that next to the years each one advertises. AEG is 3 years standard, 6 if you register inside 30 days. It has 13 exclusions. Milwaukee is 5. It does not ask you to register anything, and it has 8. The brand with the biggest number on the front of the box is the brand with the most ways to say no on the back, and before anyone writes it in the comments, you are right to think it. A short list of exclusions is not the same thing as better cover. It might just be a shorter page. Keep that thought. It is going to matter more than you think. Right, one at a time. Ozito, 2. The website warranty page has 1 real exclusion and 1 liability line. The exclusion is this, quote, Ozito Power X Change 18-volt power tool and garden products are only covered for use by Ozito Power X Change branded batteries and chargers. Use of other brand batteries or power adapters in conjunction with our tools could potentially cause a failure with both the tool and the battery and will void the warranty. Read that twice, because it does something none of the others do. Could potentially cause a failure. Could, potentially. And then, in the same sentence, will void the warranty. Will. Not might, not if it does. The sentence admits the harm is hypothetical and treats the cover as gone anyway, and of the 5 brands here, that is the clause that most clearly never asks whether anything actually happened. If you saw the battery video, you already have this one, and here is where the 2 falls apart. That is the published page, the one you can read before you pay. So I went and got the instruction manual, the one that is inside the box. It does not have 2, it has 6. Consumable parts. Tool disassembled or tampered with. Damage from abuse, accidents or alterations. Failure to maintain it as set out in the manual. Incorrect supply voltage, and this one, quote, professional, industrial, or high-frequency use. Read that last one again. Using the tool a lot voids the warranty on it. There is no number attached, no hours, no jobs per week. If Ozito decides you used it like a tradesman, the cover is gone. The manual also says the term is 36 months from the original date of purchase for DIY use, not the 5 years on the website. Milwaukee, 8. This is the plain one, and it reads like every tool warranty you have ever skimmed. Unauthorized repairs, wear and tear, abnormal use, water and fire, serial number removed. 8. And every one of them is about something that happened to the tool. Nothing about what brand of battery you put on it. Nothing about where you bought it. 5 years, and Milwaukee does not ask you to register anything to get it. Ryobi, 10. And now the thing I actually made this video for. Put the Ryobi list next to the Milwaukee list, and the first 8 are not similar. They are the same text. Carbon brushes, bearings, seals, and O-rings must be regularly inspected. Both. Sand, water damage, rust corrosion, fire, vermin. Both. The product serial number, as applied by the manufacturer, has been altered or removed, both, which makes sense the moment you remember who owns what. If you watched the ownership video, you already know. Ryobi is Tektronix Industries. Tektronix bought Milwaukee in 2005, and AEG is Tektronix too. 3 badges, 1 company, 1 legal template. Then Ryobi keeps going and adds 2 the others do not have. Number 9, quote, the product is purchased from a retailer that is not authorized to sell Ryobi products. Number 10, quote, the product is used with non-genuine Ryobi batteries, not damaged by, not broken by, used with. Hold on to that phrasing because it comes back at the end. DeWalt. 11. DeWalt is the longest list of the non-Tektronix brands, and it has one entry I have not seen anywhere else. 2.6 excludes, quote, failure or damage due to excessive use within the 3-year limited warranty period. Excessive use, inside the warranty period, on a trade tool. No hours, no duty cycle, no number at all. It is a judgment call, and it is not your judgment. And if that sounds familiar, it should. It is the same idea as the Ozito line about high-frequency use, written by a different company, on a tool that costs several times as much. The rest is what you would expect. And then 2.3, which is the sentence this whole video is building towards, quote, damage caused by use, misuse, or abuse of non-approved accessories or attachments, including but not limited to non-genuine batteries and chargers. Damage caused by. Remember that? AEG. 13. The longest list here. I am not going to read you 13. They are the same family as everyone else, plus a consumables list that runs to about a dozen items on its own, plus opened casings, acts of God, foreign matter and force majeure. 13. And not one of them is about what battery you use, which breaks the easy story. AEG and Ryobi are the same company, on the same shelf. One tells you which battery you are allowed to buy. The other never mentions it. I cannot tell you why, and I want to be precise, because I do not have a document that explains that decision, and I am not going to invent a motive. What I can tell you is that it is not an accident. Somebody wrote 8 exclusions, then added 2 to 1 badge. And AEG has one more number, which is not an exclusion at all. In the warranty video I showed you that the headline years are the tool, not the battery. For AEG the batteries and chargers are 12 months standard, 36 if you register. So AEG gives you the longest list of conditions and the shortest battery cover here. Ryobi, the brand with the battery clause, gives you 3 years on batteries with no form to fill in. The brand that restricts you the most is not the brand that covers you the least. There is no clean version of this story, and that is why I wanted to count them. Back to the wording, because that is what decides whether any of it can touch you. 2 sentences, side by side. Ryobi, the product is used with non-genuine or Ryobi batteries. DeWalt. Damage caused by use, misuse, or abuse of non-approved accessories, including non-genuine batteries and chargers. The first one is about a state. Did a non-genuine pack ever touch this tool? The second one is about a chain. Did that pack cause the failure you are claiming for? Under the DeWalt sentence, if you ran a third-party battery for a year and then the switch died, and the battery had nothing to do with it, the clause does not reach that failure. Under the Ryobi sentence, the question never gets asked. DeWalt even defines the term, which almost nobody does. Non-approved means not specified by the instruction manual. Does the strict version hold up? That is not my opinion, because a court has already looked at the shape of it. On the 19th of June 2018, the Australian Competition and Consumer Commission announced that the federal court had ordered Apple to pay $9 million in penalties. The reason was not a broken phone. It was what Apple told people about their rights. that at least 275 Australian customers were no longer eligible for a remedy because somebody else had repaired the device. And the court declared, quote, "The mere fact that an iPhone or iPad had been repaired by someone other than Apple did not, and could not, result in the consumer guarantees ceasing to apply, or the consumer right to a remedy being extinguished, did not, and could not." Apple ended up extending a compensation program to around 5,000 people. I am not a lawyer, and I am not going to tell you that any specific clause is unlawful, because that is a question for a court and not for me. What I can do is read you what the regulator says. The ACCC says, quote, "The basic rights covered by consumer guarantees cannot be taken away by anything a business says or does," and, quote, "Consumer guarantees are automatic and cannot be taken away. Warranties are extra promises that a business can choose to make on top of the consumer guarantees. On top of, not instead of. And the warranties themselves say it. The Milwaukee document has a line in it that reads, 'Nothing in these terms excludes or restricts any consumer guarantee, warranty, condition, right or remedy implied by statute, including the Australian Competition and Consumer Act, which cannot be excluded.' So there are two layers. The top one is the promise the brand chose to make, and it gets to write conditions on its own promise. 44 of them across these 5. Underneath is a flaw the brand did not write and cannot move. Every exclusion in this video lives in the top layer. They can cost you the thing on the poster. What they cannot do on their own is delete the flaw. So what do you do with this? Read the verb, not the number. A clause that says damage caused by is tied to cause, and cause has to be shown. A clause that says used with is not, and count the list before you count the years. If any of this was new, the warranty video reads every Australian term brand by brand, and the ownership video shows who actually owns these 5 badges. And one more thing, because I left it out on purpose, go back to the Ryobi list. Number 10 is the battery, and that is the one everybody argues about. But number 9, right above it, says the warranty will not apply if the product is bought from a retailer that is not authorized to sell it. That is not about what you fitted to the tool, it is about where you bought it. And it is on more than one of these 5. I have started pulling the authorized retailer terms for every brand here, and there is a gap in them I had to read twice. That is the next video.